15 to the Buccaneers. What a steal for them. Can't believe he fell all the way to 15 there, fellas. Welcome to the Sideline Podcast, episode 82. We've got Tyler, bottom right, Alo, bottom left, Booker, top left, and myself, Kevin, on the top right. So welcome in, episode 82. We are reacting to the NFL draft, of course, because that's what's trending. That's what's happening in the world right now, and we're gonna just stick with that. So today on the show, we've got what's trending. We'll touch on a little bit of NHL, NBA playoff updates, but then the meat of the show is going to be we're just going to be homers. So don't turn this off if you're not an Eagles, Colts, Bills, or Dolphins fan, but there's going to be a lot of dribble for our teams that we like. So you can feel free to troll us in the chat, or you can join in the conversation. So either options are allowed. And, welcome in. Thanks for spending your evening with us. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We really appreciate it. So how we doing, fellas? How is your Saturday going? Hopefully it's going a little better than mine is. But, how we doing today?
Oh, it's definitely going better than yours. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, right. Did you see the Nigerian guy that the Eagles drafted? I mean, we're just jumping right into this. That guy.
Get out of here.
6% body fat, like 6'4", 250 already. Oh,
where was he being scouted? Did he play?
I have no idea.
Was Howie Roseman in Nigeria?
He probably went all the way to Nigeria just to bring this guy in. And they're smart because you guys were doing the Howie Roseman fanboying before the show, not I, even though I will have plenty of it. I think there is a rule where your international player doesn't count against your final 52 or the 70 or whatever the extended plus the practice squad. The international program, they want more players from other countries. So I think you get one extra spot. And so why not get a 6'4" Nigerian that looks like he could eat a quarterback? So, yes, please sign me up for that.
The NFL is going to be having games in Nigeria in no time. Thanks, Howie Roseman.
That's right. That's right. Tyler, Alo, how you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. I think Ballard cooked. I'm excited to talk about it. And then there was always some fun draft shenanigans. So excited to get into it. Excited to see IU players going all around through the rounds. So
I saw people getting after it on X about all the top Ohio State players getting drafted, and they still couldn't beat Indiana. Like people were getting spicy with those kind of takes. So I'm sure you were loving every minute of that. Alo, when we made the graphic for the Dolphins, we couldn't even fit all the draft picks onto the board. So you've got a 7th rounder that did not make the cut. My apologies on that. But, a lot of draft picks from Miami. Can't wait to get into all of it. So let's get started here. Why don't we keep with Alo and what kind of NBA playoffs? Obviously, the NBA playoffs are happening as we speak. You got any NBA playoff updates for us? Where the series at? Give us a quick update from the NBA.
Yeah, of course. So yesterday, of course, we know the Lakers went up 3-0. KD didn't play. I mean, people are probably wondering, is KD going to be back in Houston, or is he going to go to another team like he does every year? And then next on, we're going to go to we're going to go to the Spurs. The Spurs took they were down. I thought they were going to lose that game without Wemby, but they showed heart. I still think when Wemby comes back, they're the team to beat in the West. So they took a 2-1 lead. Actually, Orlando, the 8th seed, beat the Pistons today and took a 2-1 lead. And the Knicks tied it 2-2 today. But the game or the series that I mostly want to watch and so interested in is the Nuggets and Timberwolves. That's an amazing series.
That's a good one.
And the Timberwolves are up 2-1. They play tonight. Tune in for that.
And the Nuggets, I feel like they're historically a tough matchup for the Timberwolves.
Yes, they're definitely
Gobert. He does not want any of that Joker smoke. But it's good that Timberwolves are hanging tough. Book, what do you got for us as far as an NHL update? Are the Sabres still scoring 7-8 goals a game, or are they cooled off a bit?
They've cooled off, man. And all I want to say is when I hear the name Rudy Gobert, all I can remember is he was like the first NBA player to get COVID and got like the whole place shut down. So that's how much I follow the NBA. Is I'm still in 2020 when he might have brought COVID. Who knows? But as far as NHL goes, Avalanche They're going to probably sweep the Kings, the Stars, and the Wild. That series has been super tight. If they've been to overtime the past 2 games, Dallas won the last one. The Wild just put one on them here. So the series is tied 2-2 there. Golden Knights, Utah Mammoth. Utah Mammoth have been fun. Apparently the Utah Mammoth, at their last game, they were accepting jerseys, like Vegas Golden Knights jerseys. If you wanted to trade that in, they were going to throw it in a trash bin and hand you a Mammoth jerseys. Wow. And there was a line of about 700 people ready to get off that bandwagon. So it's a pretty cool way to do that. Oilers, Ducks. Anaheim is leading the series 2-1. They played yesterday. Connor McDavid is not looking. He's got something going on with his ankle, and I mean he's staring. He's seeing ghosts out there on the bench. Just I think he sees the light at the end of the tunnel there, and they'll probably be exiting because Anaheim looks good. Penguins, Flyers. This is close to your heart and actually kind of close to mine because I do not like the Penguins. The battle for Pennsylvania. Philadelphia leads 3-0. They're playing game 4 right now, and I was taping it, but I just saw the score. Right now, the Penguins are up 1-0 on the Flyers, but that's kind of how this series has been. The Penguins have gone up, and the Flyers have stormed back. Carolina Hurricanes, both you and I, Kevin, we got a funny story for another time about those Carolina Hurricanes and your birthday, but they swept the Sens, the Ottawa Senators, 4-0, so they're looking good. Lightning Canadians. Montreal is actually leading the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1 in that series, and they play again tomorrow. And then my Buffalo Sabres are leading 2-1, but I'll tell you what, Boston Bruins, man, they are a little scrappy team, and Buffalo has certainly cooled off. Their power play, they've not been able to be productive on their power play like they were throughout the season. I think they've gone over 30 power plays without scoring, and Boston's just kind of knocking them around. So that's a tough series. I'll be kind of hanging on by the seat of my pants here for the game tomorrow. But NHL, if you're not watching the NHL, football is not happening. But if you're like wanting some aggression and people like fighting one another and blasting themselves into the boards, like I forget the NHL is as good as it is. So you should be tuning in.
I think a core memory for my son is going to be we watched the last game together and all 10 players in the penalty box at the same time was electric. So
standing room only.
Yeah. Incredible. So one other newsworthy or trending thing this week in college football, Kalen DeBoer with the $12.5 million per year extension. I know we talked about maybe a month or two ago, like, is he on the hot seat type of buzz? We'll have to get T-Ware back on at some point to dive into that a little bit. But, I mean, that kind of money, it's fourth. I looked it up. It's fourth on the list of highest paid coaches. So that doesn't seem like you're on the hot seat type of money. Now, Alabama, they could pay that buyout and not be too worried about it. But just a quick question here before we get into our NFL draft reactions. Booker, is Kalen DeBoer going to win a natty with the Crimson Tide, or is this going to be just a gross overpay?
Oh, I had a hard time with this one because, T-Ware is a friend of the show. Alabama has been a perennial. These past couple of years have been tough, but I'll talk on that. I'm going to give you a political answer, and I think that they can win a title. DeBoer can win a title. I don't think it happens this next year. The NIL and portal era has just made Alabama. They've made Alabama powerful, but not inevitable like they once were with Nick Saban. Alabama obviously clearly still believes in them as they extended them for so long, but the sport has changed. They are loaded, but they have to play Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU, Auburn, Florida State on this schedule here in this upcoming year, which actually I'm not entirely sure why Florida State is on there as a challenge because that should not be a challenge. But they went 11-4 last year. T-Ware would tell you that they just need some time, and I agree with him. But until the way the system is currently set up, it is just tough to be. So maybe I'm not answering the question exactly because there's not going to be another dynasty in Tuscaloosa. I think he can get one. They just signed the top quarterback in the class, Haven, for this upcoming like the guy coming out of high school and coming in. He chose Alabama. So he's obviously still got tons of clout. People want to play for Alabama, but the systems have changed everything. And so I think he wins one. I'm just going to say he wins one.
And again, we won't get into a rabbit trail here of Lane Kiffin hate that we like to do sometimes, but of the top 4, 2 are national champions. Signetti is probably going to be jumping up onto that top 4 or 5 highest paid as well. But obviously you've got 2 champions up there in Ryan Day, Kirby Smart, and then a Lane Kiffin and a DeBoer. So it's not a prerequisite, but just curious. So let's give the people what they came here for. Let's talk a little NFL draft reactions. Here we go. We've got the Bills draft order. You might need to squint or put it on the big screen. Go buy yourself. You can watch us in the car to Costco. Get you the 95-inch TV, throw it on the wall, and this would be beautiful. So just an option. But don't turn us off on your way to Costco. Keep it going here. So, Book, why don't you get us going? I know you were just talking about Kalen DeBoer, but let's talk a little Buffalo Bills here. How you feeling? What's your reactions? And how close does this put the Bills to the Super Bowl? I mean, you guys have been knocking on the door for a couple years now. Is this draft class going to put them over the top, or they still need a couple pieces?
Oh, man. I think these are just hard questions today, Kevin. I think this puts them over the top. The Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl this year because what they did in this draft. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah. You heard me. Bookmark it. What they did in this draft, they didn't get any. I mean, they've got a couple big names: Davison Igbinosun out of Ohio State, T.J. Parker out of Clemson was their first pick at 35. But other than that, there's not a lot of huge names on their list. They didn't have a lot of early picks. I think what they did though is they stabilized some of their weakness. They went defense heavy, and if you look last year, it was the defense. I think they're trusting that Josh Allen is going to be able to stay as mobile as he has been. They did pick up a guard, like some pieces to protect him, but they didn't go flashy. They didn't pick up a wide receiver until pick 125, Skylar Bell out of UConn. But I mean, he could be great, but he's out of UConn. I have no idea. I have not seen this man play, but bolstering that defense and getting some players that can get after the quarterback and protect, the deep ball, like some cornerbacks, some safeties. Jalen Kilgore is probably my steal of the year here for the Buffalo Bills at 167. He had 178 tackles, 8 interceptions, 21 passes defended, and he has nickel experience. So he may not start immediately, but he has a real path to starting here shortly out of South Carolina. So all that to say, this pushes them over the edge, but not because they had a bunch of flashy picks. They're bolstering areas that they were weak in last year and kept them from trusting that Josh Allen is going to be Josh Allen. Oh, man.
But
are you shaking this.
No way, Booker. Smashed.
Do we want to? Here's what we have the camera. We've got the camera. Here's the thing. I'm going to say Vrabel smashed, but you should not have used that because there's a lot of news. Okay, there's a lot of news. Don't get me started on Vrabel.
Yeah, that's and just wait till we talk a little Eagles here, Luke. You can go.
Lord have mercy.
Go get you your AJ Brown jersey. But
Vrabel wasn't even there.
We're still talking our Bills here. So, hey, Lower. I mean, are you shaking in your boots as a Dolphins fan? What are your thoughts on the Bills draft class?
Well, I mean, the Bills are still going to be better than the Dolphins. There's nothing to say there. But other than that, I mean, they did fix what like what Booker said. They fixed their biggest needs, which was defense. But I don't know. I would have got a wide receiver earlier. I would have probably went for Boston, or if they could have got him Omar. I mean, I probably would have went one of them just because their wide receiver core is a little shaky. But I mean, in that division, it's just them and the Patriots, so they don't really got to worry because they're going to smack the Jets and Dolphins.
But the Buffalo really Bills
not that bad for them.
The Buffalo Bills, though, you look at next year's class. Mm-hmm. I think like the offensive weapons in next year's class.
Yeah,
it's so deep. So like picking up the guys that you need on defense now, and then I mean, I know the question was, are they going to win this year?
Yeah,
but next year it's such a deep class. I think picking up those defensive pieces now, pretty smart. But overall, I'd give the Bills draft class like maybe a B minus.
Yeah,
there were other people that did a heck of a lot better, and we'll get into those. But
yeah,
including Vrabel.
we had our Vrabel talk last week. We're gonna not go off that rail, but that is quite the
it's a mess. It's an
the
absolute
continued story is bananas. And then the clips of them talking together, and I'm just like, the craziest one? Sorry, we're there, so I'm just have to go down this one.
I just want to know
who
made who mad. Was it somebody on Orsini's side or was it on Vrabel's side? Because the way they are slowly dripping this out is absolutely diabolical. One of them made someone very upset.
Yeah. Well, I saw something that, and again, all X nonsense. So I don't know what's true on this story, but I guess she had a kid. The bar photo was like 6 years ago, and she's got a 5-year-old son named Michael. And I was like, I'm done. This is insane. Like,
I think that's accurate. I think that's accurate.
That is crazy.
The accurate part.
Hey,
oh my god.
The funniest part is that
test.
No, I was gonna say the funniest part is that's all going on, and the Dolphins are still trash.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Bro, they're a hot mess in their organization, and we're still trash.
Yeah.
Now let me give some hope on book. I mean, I think the Bills, they attacked it the right way. They you said, I think we talked about it. They got to get younger on the defensive side. They desperately. Boza goes out the door. You got to replace that. So I think TJ Parker's the right answer there. And this kid Bell, enjoy some YouTube footage there, Booker. Get some clips going. I think you're gonna like it. It's gonna give him a slot option that is gonna help out and give him kind of that relief. I'm blanking on his name, but Coleman was it that he used to have in the slot that would work a lot underneath and things like that. I think Bell, you're going to get that same situation. So give all the help you can to the defense and let it play out.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
That's my therapy session for you. You're welcome.
I'll
tell you later
because we're about to talk about the Eagles and that's going to destroy me. So.
I'm trying to. I've been holding myself back several times from. I want to give the Bills their time. I am a sympathy Bills fan, so I'm not trying to rush out of Buffalo. So no, I think they didn't. I mean, Bean has a good history of, especially the Kilgore. I was waiting for the Eagles to take a safety. We'll get into who they took, but the description on him was like, may get burned by NFL slot receivers, and I was like, that is not what I want to read about from our new safety. But Kilgore, I think he's going to be a really good player. And you trust that the Bills are going to develop these guys. A lot of them, honestly, I don't know who they were, but I trust Bean. I trust that the culture there. I know they got a new coach, but I think the culture is still in place to be able to develop these guys. And it is smart. Like, again, can we take it there, or we got any other thoughts on Bills? Because I got a great transition.
Well, I love that you're saying that you love the culture there after all of the mess that Brandon Bean created, talking smack about Keon Coleman in front of everybody and firing the last guy. But anyway, transition away.
All right. So like the masterclass that Howie Roseman has been doing, he zigs when everybody zags. And I think the Bills are kind of doing this. If we look back here at this graphic before we transition, again, loading up on defense, they have a really expensive offense. And, they're going to continue to have to pay that offense. And so you load up on the defensive players. The Eagles are in the opposite problem. They have an expensive offense right now, but they're about to have a really expensive defense because they have so many young core players that they want to keep. And so what does Howie Roseman do this draft? Well, he just hammers the offensive side of the ball. And I could not be, and bear with me, people, because our Eagles notes are at the bottom of the show. If you really don't like your boy, then just check the second half of the show, and I'll be off of here. No more Eagles nonsense, I promise, unless these guys take it there. But I love Howie Roseman going heavy offense because, again, A.J. Brown, I've been holding on. Lake, get your A.J. Brown jersey. Now is the time. It is sad, but I posted this on X, and I'll say it on here on repeat, but there should be no A.J. Brown slander from Philadelphia Eagles fans. And in reality, it won't be from other fan bases. Like, it'll be Eagles fans.
At least you know your own fan base.
Yeah, and it's like, do not slander that man. Like, he brought us so much success. The win-loss record, the biggest argument I had for keeping him is like, the Eagles almost never lose when A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are both on the field healthy. Like, their win-loss record is ridiculous. And so I just think he changed the team when they made that trade with the Titans. So I am sad to see him go. This draft was definitely the nail in the coffin of, like, all right, all the rumors are true. You don't go Mekhi Lemon, trade up for him, and Eli Stowers if you're not going to be shipping A.J. Brown off. But I tweeted, and I stand by it in our group chat, the ultimate move here would be bring A.J. Brown back one more year, stick it to the Patriots fan, and get the draft pick from the Patriots for screwing this whole thing up with the story and all this drama. So you get an extra pick out of them. You fleece the Patriots, Lake, and then you trade A.J. Brown next year. You probably still get a first-round pick for a desperate team like the New England Patriots, and we're in business. So I think he's moving on. I think it's happening. But, man, what a slam. I mean, this was a masterclass. We don't have the Jonathan Grenard on here, but what a third-round pick that was. So, anyway, I won't take up the whole time because I'd love to hear you guys. Alo, did you say before the show you're open to changing fan bases? Do we need to make my pitch? But, yeah, what thoughts do you have on this Eagles draft class?
No, yeah, I'll always be a Dolphins fan, unfortunately, sad. But I will say Howie is the ultimate GOAT of all GMs. And I hope that my dynasty teams look just like his Eagles team, because that man has got to be the greatest GM I've ever witnessed. I don't know how he does it. He fleeced the Steelers by thinking that they were going to get him out. Wasn't he on the phone with them? He was on the phone with them, talking to them. And they said, no, watch this. Yeah, man, Lemon is going to be perfect for that offense. You guys got, oh my God, I love Eli from Vanderbilt. What a tight end. That's such a great pickup, man. I mean, literally, that Eagles organization saved Jalen Hurts' career, man. Again, honestly, your MVP is not Jalen Hurts. It's
this guy.
It's Howie. Howie's
guy.
MVP. He puts everything around that man. And look, he can make me look good out there. Honestly,
this guy.
I can throw the lemon.
He takes a compliment. Tyler, let's interrupt this, Alo.
What do you think about Mekhi Lemon?
Just gonna start roasting the Dolphins here, but Tyler, speak to us more positively. You're from Indiana. You guys are all nice out there, and
yeah,
y'all are all nice.
Civilized people. Not going to roast Jalen Hurts at any moment that you get.
No,
tell me something good about the Eagles draft.
Absolutely not.
Class.
Because, I mean, look at the way they're loading up. Look at the way they built this draft, right? You go get Mekhi Lemon. You know, it's the farewell to A.J. Brown. You get Eli Stowers. And then you pick up Markel Bell as offensive tackle out of Miami. So you're really building up that offensive side. And you got to look at the long-term picture of what they're doing. Look at what they did then in the, the fifth round there? They pick up Cole Payton, North Dakota State quarterback. And if we look, he's a dual threat kind of guy.
Jalen Hurts is out.
Let's see, what were some of the profiles on him? Escapability, athleticism, accuracy. I mean, interesting. Live arm, quick decision making.
These guys.
And they've got to pair him with something young. So just in case that there's another quarterback that's a dual threat kind of guy who's just not quite working out, now we have a high upside quarterback just waiting in the wings. So I got to give all the credit to Howie, always playing 5D chess, always thinking ahead for the departure of A.J. Brown and any other future players that he might have planned for in this draft.
I'm personally really excited for Eli Stowers, man. Like, he's going to be able, he's going to run his route.
Yes.
He's going to look back. And he's actually going to be able to see his quarterback over the offensive line, which he was unable to do at Vanderbilt.
I knew that Diego Pavia was coming. I knew.
Undrafted Diego Pavia. Hey, Diego, if you need a job, I actually help people find jobs. So if you want, you can come here. I can help you find a job, man. There's lots of places. Panda Express is always hiring.
I thought you were about to Diego come on the Sideline Podcast. You're like, no, I'll get you in a Panda Express.
Is crazy.
We need an editor or someone who can fry up some orange chicken. It's up to you.
Hey,
I don't
know. I just wanted to say, Kevin, the Eagles is the only organization to win a Super Bowl and their fans steal their best wide receiver's car.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Hey, can I drop a little fire here about the Eagles?
Oh, sure. Is this about the Eagles, or is this slander for the Eagles? 'Cause I feel
No,
like you're saying
this is about the
Eagles, but you're about to slander them. But go ahead.
No. This is about the Eagles. Okay, so hear me out here.
Right.
The Philadelphia Eagles are not going to repeat as NFC champs this year.
Wow.
They had a strong draft, but they're likely trading A.J. Brown, as we talked about, new OC again. Jalen Hurts is feeling the pressure. And not only that, but we're not talking about the Giants, Cowboys, and Commanders, who have all improved greatly. Two of those have improved greatly. I'm actually worried about the Giants, man. The way they drafted and what they've got going there, I do not think they repeat because those guys are now even with the Eagles. Unless Jalen Hurts actually shows out, bro. If Jalen Hurts shows out and has an incredible year, okay, but he can't have a year like he did last year and win the NFC again. I'm sorry.
Do you know who Jackson Dart hopes he can be?
Cole Payton from North Dakota State.
If Jackson Dart hits his ceiling, it will be Jalen Hurts. Like,
oh my gosh.
Get out of here. Out of here, man.
I'm excited to watch.
We're talking good vibes right now, and you're just bringing in that New York Giants dribble into my Eagles section. Like,
do you know who they have on their defense right now?
Do you know who the Eagles have on their defense? Look at it. Uar Bernard, Nigerian, 6'4". This guy is a specimen. He does not know how to play football, but he is a specimen. And
he's not allowed to play football.
No, he doesn't know how to play football.
Oh,
he's never played football before. But put that man in a jersey, we're going straight invincible with that guy. Man, one more thing, and I got to get going here early. But Eli Stowers, Ruben Bain is close to the steal of the draft because I think at 15, I'm like, why is this guy still on the board and going to that Tampa system? I mean, just excellent fit there. But Eli Stowers, especially with all the nonsense going on right now, of all these tight ends that went in the second round, third round, like all these teams like seemingly overpaid for tight ends, and the Eagles just walk away with the best tight end in the draft. Yeah, Sadiq. There's no way Sadiq is hitting his ceiling in the New York Jets uniform. And I had questions about Sadiq anyway of like freaky athlete, but Eli Stowers, polished route runner. Yeah, he's gonna, but he'll get stronger. He'll get better in the run blocking, and he's not gonna need a run block this year. Dallas Goedert's still there to show him the way. Oh man, this is just again slam dunk masterpiece. Oh, and we got an edge rusher in the third round. I know it doesn't show up here that had 12.5 sacks 2 years in a row. Like Howie Roseman, you are the man. We did.
If you like him so much, why don't you marry him? Goodness gracious!
I already have one of those. I will.
We do have to give the flowers. I mean, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. I was saying before the show, at some point you got to investigate Howie Roseman. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how he does these gymnastics. Furthermore, I don't understand the Jedi mind tricks of how he gets players to fall to him. I don't understand how Lemon is just sitting there. And if you look back at the other drafts, just year after year, there's the linebacker from last year that I'm blanking on his name right now that just sat there and fell from Alabama. And then sure enough, here he goes to the Eagles. And even before that, players have fallen. They've been in the playoffs, and somehow it's like watching Price is Right on the Plinko board, and it's just falling down and it's bouncing right to the middle to that $10,000 marker. And it's like, how does Howie do it every single year that these guys fall into his lap? And then, oh yeah, by the way, we just made some massive trade to get another huge piece in here to just restock the cabinet. At some point, they got to investigate it. There's voodoo going on. There's witchcraft. He signed a deal somewhere, and I want to know what he did.
That's right. And he just ruined the Pittsburgh Steelers night. Like, imagine how happy those fans would have been if they drafted Mekhi Lemon in the first round. And let me pull up who they took. Would they take like an offensive lineman?
Offensive lineman.
Like Max, Anchor. I don't know how you pronounce that, but like they would have been so hyped. DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson, Mekhi Lemon. Like, we're going to the Super Bowl. Here's an offensive tackle from Arizona State. Like, oh, just beautiful. Those videos are incredible. I love watching him swoop in and take that right underneath.
Like an eagle.
Dude. I think that's all I have. Eagles are going to their third Super Bowl in 5 years. If they get there, they're going to win it. So yeah, I'm on that soapbox already. But AJ Brown, you were awesome. I will have to convert my Carson Wentz mini jersey on my child that turned into an AJ Brown to whoever the next 11 is. Hopefully the name is similar. But yeah, incredible run, AJ Brown in the Philadelphia Eagles jersey. I have a sliver of hope that we could just picture AJ Brown, Smitty, Mekhi Lemon, Dallas Goedert, Eli Stowers. Oh, and who's our running back? Saquon Barkley. That would be – and we must have a terrible defense, right? Because if you have that good of an offense, there's no way you could have a top 5 defense to also wreak havoc along with the Nigerian. Give me this Nigerian. I need to get that Nigerian's jersey ASAP. So he probably won't make it.
Watching you glow
like
the sunshine.
Stinks.
Lord have mercy.
No, hey, I will say though, I would love for AJ Brown. I would love for AJ Brown to get traded so I can watch Lemon take off every game and watch his post-game interviews so I can laugh. Hey man, hey chill man, we out there in the touchdown chilling.
You throw me the ball.
I got to get going here, but I can't wait to listen along and hear your winners and losers. We got that coming up here soon. We're going to keep talking.
Before you go, man.
Go ahead.
Before you go, I need you to spend an hour taking little clips over the past 10 episodes of you saying, AJ Brown's not going anywhere. AJ Brown's not going anywhere. And then at the very end, say, hey, have a good one, AJ Brown. No slander.
I mean, I wasn't slandering, but
that's what I need.
Yeah. All right. We'll see if we can find that.
That's not going to happen. It's going to take way too long. But anyway.
Colts, Dolphins coming up here soon. Again, I can't wait to hear the rest of the show, but I got to dip out. But until next week, peace out. Go Birds. And I can't wait to get that third Lombardi in the old trophy case next year.
This guy. All right. Well, he just cut it to the call to action because he wanted to punctuate the last segment by throwing in some more Philadelphia Eagles gloating. So we all know they did pretty well there. Hey, it's time for the call to action. It's time for you, even though Kevin is leaving, the other boys are not, including myself. If you're enjoying this content, laughing with us, I know we gave Lake Wilkes a little bit of a hard time earlier about the Patriots. Hope he stuck around. But if you're having fun, it really helps if you subscribe to this channel. We do weekly podcasts, live streams, as well as shorts throughout the week with content from this show. And we're constantly interacting on X as well. We're just some guys who love sports. And so like and subscribe. That helps out the show, shows that you support us and love what we're doing so that we can continue doing it. So with that, we're moving on with the show. And now I am the one doing that. All right. So I'm the captain now. So all the mics are still working, right, boys? We're still good.
Yeah.
I think we're still hot.
All right. We're still hot. Yeah. So the way this outline is set now, we're going to go over 2 NFL winners and we're going to talk about 2 NFL losers. But then I also want to save some time because I'd love to hear about the Colts draft and I'd love to hear about the Dolphins draft as well. So, Alo, give me your top 3 winners of the draft. And it looks like we're picking. Yeah, it looks like it's a nice segue because we're going right back to the Eagles. So take it away, brother.
All right. So, I mean, at number 1, I have the Eagles, but really Lemon is the real winner. I mean, his interview, doing all this, he got himself to the Eagles. He got himself to a contender and got A.J. Brown out of there. And now he's going to be wide receiver 2 or 1, who knows. And then, just going on, I mean, he's going to contribute right away, especially, like I said, with A.J. Brown going. We don't have to repeat this, but Howie's the GOAT. He also got Eli out of Vanderbilt, the tight end. What a great, it's annoying. That's what it is. It's annoying. But also he got Jonathan Greener for 2 third-round picks. That's it. A Pro Bowler for 2 third-round picks. I was like, what are we doing? Working his magic is crazy. But yeah, this was an excellent draft for them. Unfortunately, because it's Kevin's team and we got to hear it all the time, I do believe that they are going to win their division, and I do believe that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I just hope they lose there. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that draft, absolutely. But another team, listen, I know people will think that this is a crazy pick, but the Rams added the tight end out of Ohio State, Max. He went 61. I thought that was a great pickup. I know they have a lot of tight ends, but I think he's going to be number one eventually. And also they took a offensive lineman out of Missouri. But what really shocked the world is Ty Simpson went number 13 to the Rams. Now, I'm here to say, what a perfect place to go for a quarterback. I mean, you have Sean McVay. You have Puka as your number one wide receiver, even when Stafford retires. And you're going to keep adding stuff. There's nothing that they needed to add. They are a complete team. They did the right thing because guess what? A lot of teams, look at the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger left. The Steelers are still searching for a quarterback till this day. The Rams did what a lot of teams did not have the opportunity to do. They said, you know what? We got the 13th pick. Let's get our franchise quarterback. And when are they ever going to have the 13th pick again? When are they ever going to? They're not going to get the 2027 early pick to get Arch or any of these quarterbacks that are going to be up there. So they did the smartest thing. Honestly, I think that sets them up for the next 15 years now. But we know that organization is ran well, unlike the Miami Guppies. But the third team.
Wait, before we go to the third team, I got to push back. I got to push back a little bit on this Rams thing. So I was shocked that they took Ty Simpson. I understand your – and Tyler, I'd welcome – like we can't spend too much time on this so we can keep things moving. But I was shocked that they took Ty Simpson. I think a lot of people were. Even Sean McVay seemed shocked that they took Ty Simpson. He said it's Matthew Stafford's team. I know he's not getting any younger. But with the draft class next year, it does make sense. When are they going to have a top pick again? Unfortunately, this quarterback round was pretty top heavy with one or two guys up there. So it makes sense, I guess. But their first pick and then their second pick being Max Clare out of Ohio State. When that team has didn't they run 2 or 3 tight ends last year? All the time. They've got huge tight ends. So I guess maybe they're adding to the strength, hoping that they hit on these 2 picks, but that was a pretty big swing for those 2 players for their first 2 picks. I don't know that I fully agree that they're the winners or a top 3 winner, but I could be wrong. Tyler, real quick, what do you think? Am I off base?
I kind of see it as down the middle of the road. I agree with you. I think McVay was kind of shocked. I don't know that he was 100% on board with the decision. I think he's very much in win now mode. But I do agree exactly with what Alo was saying, that it's a win for Ty Simpson. I think if you're Ty Simpson, you absolutely love this for yourself. I think if you're thinking long term and you look at the injury history, then you probably it's the right decision. But if I'm McVay, if I'm a fan, I'm in full win now mode because there's no guarantees. As much as promising as Simpson is, as much as Dan Orlovsky loves him some Ty Simpson, you still just never know how it's going to work out. I mean, just look no further than CJ Stroud. Everybody thought that was the new one. That was going to be the guy that was going to give this AFC a run for their money. And then 2 years down the road, we're not even sure if he is the guy and whether or not he'll get that long-term extension. Is it the offensive line or is it him? So we'll see. I don't love it on the whole for the Rams, but I can see the vision and I can see why Simpson would love it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was a win, definitely a win for Simpson going 13th overall because people were talking about him dropping, and there were quarterbacks that didn't even get drafted that people thought Diego Pavia. But so if the Rams hit on Ty Simpson, they will look like absolute geniuses. But right now, it's the way of the quarterback. It is a little bit of a flip of the coin. But anyway, I didn't mean to divert us too much on that.
You're good.
I like the way you explained that because I was not high on the Rams draft. So who you got at number 3?
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to answer that just real quick to that. My thing too is we saw the Chiefs do it when they had Alex Smith. We saw the Packers do it when they had Aaron Rodgers, and they worked for both of them. I mean, at the end of the day, Ty Simpson is going to learn from one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. And honestly, that's the best thing you can get. And a great coach. So if he messes it up, he was just never the guy.
Yeah, that's fair. I like
but
it.
Anyways, number 3. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's the Jets, man. It's the Jets. Listen, they went and got David Bailey. What did they do? They got a pass rusher. Check. Okay. Now they got, Tyler, you tell me about this guy. You could tell everybody about Cooper. What a dog. I'm having dynasty drafts right now. He's getting picked up. Then they went and they got Sadiq first, but they got Sadiq with Mason Taylor. Now you add Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Yes, we laugh because Geno Smith is their quarterback now, but he's not their quarterback of the future. The Jets have 3 27 first-round picks. The Cowboys, they got better, but are they great? No. That could be a middle of the 2027 first. That's looking like good in 2027. No offense, Tyler. I know this is tough. I hope this doesn't happen. But we don't even know if Daniel Jones is going to come back right away. That could be an early first. Then you add your first, which is the Jets. Now, I can tell you that's going to be 1 to 3. I don't care what anybody says, having Geno Smith out there. They literally won the draft. They put that quarterback that's coming in there in the future, whether it's Arch, whether it's Moore from Oregon, or whether it's Julian from Ohio State, they put them, or it could be somebody else, but they put whatever franchise quarterback will be there next year in an amazing position.
I 100% agree, and I hate to say it, but I think the Jets won the draft, in my opinion. Like, I put them at the top, even above the Eagles, because they have, and I posted about this, it's like you've got a Bugatti and Geno Smith is driving. So you've got, like, it doesn't matter how many pieces you put around this man, he's going to throw 400 picks next year. So that's going to put them in a position next year to draft one of these incredible talents coming out of college next year at quarterback. Meanwhile, everyone that they picked up this year, and they already have, that's the vision I'm throwing out to that team, is like, this year we're going to almost just throw it away. Like, we need you to develop, stay healthy, because next year we're picking up a franchise quarterback and everything else seems to be in place. And so I don't know. Things are looking up for the Jets if they can get their back office or front office and everything figured out. So, Tyler, what do you think? And then we'll move on to the losers of the draft.
Let me go against the grain here. I think they screwed this up. I think they did too good. I think Geno Smith, we're forgetting that with the Seahawks, he was all right. He's
going to be great now.
No, I'm not saying he's going to be great, but I'm thinking they're going to have to sacrifice some first-round picks to get to the quarterback. I think they end up a little bit later. I think they end up maybe in the 10 range, because they do accidentally win some games. They accidentally win some games here. I think Geno has a good backfield that he can hand that ball off to, and it's exactly what you said. He's surrounded by playmakers. Like, it's going to be that type of pick your poison. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Adonai Mitchell. Don't forget about him. They picked him up in the draft. He is explosive. Now you're going to add Cooper. He's an absolute dog. He's all over the field. He's a track athlete. He can burn them, and he has insane body control. You saw it in the Penn State game when he was able to get the foot down. Now we got to make it 2 in the NFL, but I think he'll figure it out. And they gave their coach a bunch of defensive pieces that he is going to thrive with. So this is why I think it's an excellent draft that they screwed up, because doing too well too fast, and they might end up winning some games. So don't be surprised if a couple of those first-round picks that they have next year is actually used to move up rather than actually taken where they are.
I would not be mad.
It sounds like they'll have the draft capital to make that happen, though. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying. They may stumble into some wins here. But if there's someone who could accidentally mess up something, it's Geno Smith. So I'm sorry, Geno. It's just time has passed. You had your year, and now it's over. So we'll see what happens. So the 3 winners going back, we got Eagles at number 1, the Rams at number 2, and the Jets at number 3. And now we're going to go into 3 losers. Tyler, take it away, my friend.
And let me go ahead and give it to the heckler that loves to talk a little trash and stir the pot a little bit. to talk about some teams that might have screwed this up. And let me look no further than the AFC South itself and call out the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
I don't understand what they were trying to do. I guess the head coach just got back into his Duval days and did not think about what he was doing. I didn't think they got a lot of value. I thought they were reaching at certain spots and not really building and where they need to. I think they addressed wide receiver a little bit too late. Christian Kirk, he's out of the door now. I think they got pieces they need to rebuild back up around the offense, especially when Lawrence was starting to show some promise. And I don't know that kicking it off with Nate Borkacher out of Texas A&M, maybe Duffy can argue with me on that, as he's the Texas native and covers all of that. But I just, is that really what you needed? That piece right there? I think they have other problems with whether or not Tank Dell's going to stay and other things like that. And you're pulling out a tight end here when you have Dalton Schultz and probably other options later in the draft. So did not love that Jags pick whatsoever. So that was number one. Number two, I had the Arizona Cardinals. I love Jeremiah Love. I really do. I think he's a great player. And you could make the argument that, he's a star. This is what we need. He can break things loose. But you got a lot invested into running back already. I get the star potential and all of that, but when you have so much there already, I just don't think the value is there. Now, I don't mind the guard pickup, but as far as QBs and dabbling in that water, they may be looking to next year, but why waste it on Carson Beck in the third round there? What are we doing with that decision? I mean, you could have picked up Diego Pavia, at the undrafted free agent point, but instead you want to grab Carson Beck. So didn't love that. Thought they reached quite a bit there as well. And then this one might catch people off guard, but again, I thought it was just a lot of reaches. And
are you going to the third? Are you going to the third one now?
Yes, and this is my third one.
What about real quick with Jeremiah Love? I love that analysis. I think the same exact thing. Alo, you can tell me if you do too. I did not envy the Arizona Cardinals position there, because you've got a elite running back that you're basically forced to take, even though the risk with taking a running back that high when that's not really what you need, that the positional value risk is just off the charts. And so they kind of forced their hand, and they're going to be in a similar position next year as they were this year, but except they've got this incredible running back. Unless you can find a way to incorporate Jeremiah Love into every position that you need. They're just I don't know that they added really anything that will help their season. Alo, do you have anything short on that before we go to the third?
Yeah, I was more like, you could have got Reeves, the pass rusher, the edge out of Ohio State. You could have got Sonny Styles. I mean, you could have boosted that defense up. And guess what? If one of them pan out, you are not paying them for 4 years. You're going to pay Love. And guess what? It's going to be cheap, and it's not even worth it. For let's look at Bijan. Okay, he's amazing, but his team is horrible. What if they could go back? Would they pick Bijan? I don't know. So, that's the thing. They should have got – there's 3 important things: your coach, your quarterback, pass rushing. And they should have hit on that. And I think the best thing they should have done, if they didn't want to do that, they should have traded down, to be honest.
Yep.
Absolutely. I agree. And I think that's what it comes down to. If you're making that decision at running back, then that's fine. Take that star player, but then you really got to hit it from there.
Yeah.
Their second pick was a guard out of Texas A&M. Do you really defense? You could have got defense or something like that. Bolster that a little bit more. I think they had a pretty solid defense last season, so I would have been trying to bolster that. And then again, we go back to the QB on the third round, Carson Beck. Unless you really, really like him, and they must be thinking this can be the next piece, which they must have a vision that I don't have, but here I am. I got a K-pop Demon Hunter poster behind me because I'm sharing a computer room with my daughter. So what do I know compared to an NFL GM? But just this guy says, I don't know about that pick. So, and then last but not least, I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. I thought they started off with a reach. Now, don't get me wrong, Stribling, there was a lot of buzz in Colts land about him. He is a fast projectile wide receiver. Like once he gets that ball in his hands, he can get those long strides going, and he is sneaky fast getting down there. And I'm sure Shanahan sees that and thinks I can cook with that. That's just another piece. Maybe he's thinking Deebo Samuel-esque, something like that. I don't know. But it just seems like really a little bit early to pull the trigger. I feel like they could have pulled off a trade. They could have done other things. They could have found a way to get back up and get that piece. After that, they did grab edge. I got to give them some props there. Kalen Black, I love him as a running back. I don't know that the value was there at the point they got him. This was my issue with the 49ers. I felt like every time they were picking, they could have got that same pick if they would have either simply traded back and maybe got a couple more or found some extra value there. And then it just continues on down the line, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. It just felt like they were picking a round ahead or about 3 to 5 spots above what they should have been picking. And that was my main issue. Honorable mention is Chicago Bears. I have a brother-in-law that's a Bears fan, so I was hesitant to toss on him, but I do feel like there was some stretches there as well. But the benefit of the doubt I would give them is that Ben Johnson is their head coach, and he obviously has some faith in Caleb Williams, and he wants some pieces to make it work.
Yeah, love it. Love it. So to wrap that up, top 3 losers from Tyler of the NFL Draft 2026, Jacksonville Jaguars, the Arizona Cardinals, and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we are going to wrap up the show here shortly, and we were going to finish with the top 3. We're each going to pick one. Fantasy football slam dunks from this NFL draft. We're going to finish with that. Before we get into that, though, I'd like to go into, and I hope this slide is all set up. If you guys could give me a 5-minute recap for the Indianapolis Colts, Tyler, and for the Miami Dolphins for this draft, what you're excited about, what you're not excited about, where you think what's the ceiling here for these teams in this next year of the NFL. So it looks like we got, is that?
It's the Indianapolis Colts right there.
That's the Colts.
Allen.
Okay.
CJ Allen, yeah.
All right, so you're up first because I picked that one first. So
I like it right out of the hat. I'm enjoying talking. I didn't hate, by the way, precursor. Me and Ayla can go at it a little bit. I didn't hate what the Dolphins did. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was great. It was pretty middle of the road. But I loved what the Colts did. I'm a fan. They attacked exactly what they needed. CJ Allen, I love that. Give me a linebacker out of Georgia any day, anytime, anywhere. I will take me a linebacker out of Georgia. CJ Allen is high football IQ as well. Violent player, gonna stuff the lines very fast. Love this pick. And I thought there was a lot of value. Speaking of, we're giving Eagles their props, yada, 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 about how these players fall to them. Chris Ballard was able to move back in this draft and still snag CJ Allen. And not only that, but kind of give me a ticked off linebacker out of Georgia who probably didn't think he should have fallen this far. I think he was getting a lot of first round buzz. I think he could have and should have probably gone in the first round. Couldn't be more excited to get that. After that, you get A.J. Halsey out of LSU, the safety. We lost Nick Cross in the offseason, so definitely needed to fill something here. But Ballard seems to have some faith in him in coverage as well. But this is kind of a bully ball safety. But he plays really well, eyes on the quarterback, and hawks it. If I was looking on X, to be correct, Mr. Give Me That is the nickname. And I like that. We need some turnovers. We need to give Daniel Jones the ball as many times as we can to hopefully not hurt his Achilles again. Now, here's where he got a little sideways. I don't know about the middle of round stuff. We took Jalen Farmer, an offensive guard. That may be actually more of a center look there. That might be some insurance for our Tanner Bortolini starting center. And then we also took another linebacker, Bryce Butcher out of Oregon. I like it. I just thought this was a reach, though. I thought both of these were kind of, we're going to take him, but I think we could have got maybe another pick or two and still been able to get these two guys. Now, later into the draft, I do love this back-to-back picks here. George Gums Jr. out of Florida. Crazy guy, fast, explosive, definitely a lot to work on. Pretty raw. I think we need to get some moves in there. We need to work on the bend a little bit. But if you're going to take a flyer on someone and see what happens, I love this pick. And then you're just going to go yin and yang by grabbing Caden Curry right after that. Solid effort guy that's, probably just never going to be out of position, always going to be trying to fly at the ball, going to eat up a block and be able to handle it and set an edge. So I like that edge pick over and over late in the draft. And then just a couple flyer players with the Kentucky running back and the Oklahoma wide receiver. But you give Shane Steichen a late-round wide receiver, see what he can do, see what he can play with, see what he can scheme up, and I'm totally fine with that when we got to replace some production from Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, that McGowan pick out of Kentucky, I like that. That guy is a bruiser. I know it was a late round, and I was kind of surprised to see Deion Burks go so late as well. I feel like maybe he had some injury stuff throughout his time at Oklahoma, but that man is a speedster. Maybe some gadget play opportunities there, and so I like it, man. I like the draft overall. What would you grade your Indianapolis draft, and where is the ceiling for this upcoming season for the Colts?
So if I had to give it a grade right now, I would probably give it about a B+. Like I said, I think we could have done better in those middle rounds. I don't think we could have done any better in the first two picks, could have done slightly better. So you average it all out, and I would say probably that B to B+ range. Now, that's yet to be seen, depending, like you guys both just said, Deion Burks and McGowan, them falling, and then also Gums Jr., if he comes on, this could end up being a huge draft and a complete swing of Ballard from being really far in the doghouse, 1 foot out the door, or the Colts fan base may burn everything down, to just getting him right back on his pedestal. So if Daniel Jones comes back healthy, and go ahead and bookmark this one, if AR stays on the roster and actually gives us some games, we are going to win the AFC South, and we are going to make it to the second round of the playoffs. Now, from there, I don't know. I think there's a good chance that we give it a run to the AFC Championship, because what I'm really excited about, as much fun as that offense was last year, Lou Anarumo, giving him these defensive pieces. Now, we got to add an edge, and we'll see what happens there. It was a veteran edge is what I should say. I think we need somebody with proven production, not late round draft picks. But I think we could absolutely win the South, and I'm excited to see what Lou has cooked up with that new look defense.
Yeah, love it. Love it. All right, everyone, move your heads up a little bit on the screen like this for me. Come on up. Okay. There. So what do you think about that? How you feeling about that? Who is this Kevin Showalter guy who just shows up? He didn't comment he wasn't interacting this entire thing. And now he's just throwing in here that Daniel Jones is on his knees praying.
Tyler,
he can be Jalen Hurts.
Hey, Tyler, don't listen to him, because if Jalen Hurts was on the Colts, they'd be drafting another quarterback.
Oh, from South Carolina State. Oh,
listen, when we shock the world, and it's Alec Pierce and AJ Brown across from one another, and Daniel Jones is actually able to get that man the ball, and we get to see the happiest version of AJ Brown. You know what? He might hit that ceiling. He might actually hit that ceiling of getting the ball into his playmaker's hands and letting things happen.
I love that. I love giving Kevin such a hard time. It's especially easy and fun when he's not on the show to defend himself. And I know he's typing really fast right now to say something, but we're gonna actually move on. I still may go back to it, but he also loves the Burks fit, Deion Burks. I do as well. So, all right, awesome. That was your Indianapolis Colts wrap up, draft grade, as well as potential ceiling for the postseason or bust next year if Daniel Jones can do the magic, the Danny Dimes magic. And so let's go ahead and move on to Hard Rock. There's the list here is so long. I feel like you need a magnifying glass. You need to tune it in a little bit more to see all these picks. Give me 5 minutes. Same questions for the Dolphins. What are you thinking about your picks? What draft grade would you give? And where I'm not even going to say postseason. What are they going to Where will they end up in the AFC overall? I think we can all agree that they're probably not postseason bound next year, but I'll let you take that.
Absolutely
Go ahead, Alo. Hit us up, man.
Yeah, listen, thank God that when I walk outside my door, there's the sun. And thank God that when I go 10 minutes down the road, there's a beach, because the Dolphins is not it. Listen, absolutely not. I thought, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I was at my friend's house, a couple friends watching the draft, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, new management, new Miami Dolphins. No, absolutely not. Different management, same Miami Guppies. You know, when George Pickens was getting drafted and he stood at the TV, the only difference is I wanted to break my TV. But luckily, I was at my friend's house, so I couldn't break his TV. But I'm going to be honest with you. Let's start here. I don't know. Like Tyler said, I'm not a GM or anything like that. But, you know, Ruben Bain Jr., edge, hey, man, listen. Top edge from Miami, born in Miami, goes to the Hurricanes, and you can get him at 12 by getting the Cowboys to give you 2 5th-rounders to get Caleb Downs. So now you get 2 5th-rounders and you get Ruben Bain Jr. What do? Oh, you get an offensive lineman, Proctor, that struggled in the beginning of the season at Alabama. Not only that, he wasn't even the top second-best offensive lineman. Now, if they would have went for Francis or Spencer, I would have been like, okay, I get it. But they did not. They were gone. So you just passed up on the best or one of the best edge besides David Bailey on Ruben Bain Jr. And then you let the other Florida team get him. So thank God that he went to Florida, right? Thank goodness for him he went to Tampa. So that's right there. That's that. Okay, let's go to the second pick. So they got Chris Johnson. I don't understand. Like, he was a mid-second rounder. A mid-second rounder. You could have got him in the second round if you really liked him that much. You could have got Avion Terrell in the second round. And then that means you could have possibly got Tyler's boy Cooper or Boston. One of them. You could have got one of them. That's what we need. We need receivers. And I know people are going to fight me on that because, we needed offensive linemen. We needed a cornerback. That's fine. We got so many picks, as you can see on the screen. We have so many picks that we could get that later. But in an NFL draft, when you're a team that's terrible, you need to get the best player available. You got a bunch of needs. You don't think we could have used Ruben Bain Jr.? Absolutely. Yeah. Then we're going to go on a little later. So I just built this as a GM. We could have possibly had this. I would have been outside having a nice drink. I don't really drink, but man, I would have had a beer just because I would have been so happy. But they could have built a strong class with Bain, Cooper, Branch. I mean, then you get Avion Terrell, and then you could trade up to get Eli, or you could get Delp for tight end, because we do need tight end. And then you fix the offensive line later. I mean, I just don't understand. You gave this quarterback money to show you who he is, and he cannot show you who he is because you decided to get Douglas. Okay, you could have got way better than that. You decide to go Proctor. I get it. You want to help. Malik Willis and protect them, but you could have got the edge, Ruben Bain Jr. So it drives me insane because each year I see the same thing the Dolphins do. I will say I love the Rodriguez pick. That my grade was gonna be really bad, but it's still bad, but it went up a little bit because I love Rodriguez out of Texas Tech. But yeah, like I'm saying, man, being a Dolphins fan is hard. I just don't understand what we're doing every year. I thought, new management, new Dolphins, but no, we're the same guppies. At this point, at least change your name to like the Miami Sharks or something so you could be intimidating, because the way they built the team is not. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give it a C-. And if it wasn't for Rodriguez, I would have gave it a D-.
That's a passing grade. I got through high school with those, so It's just fine.
I know your teachers weren't happy.
No.
Just like the fans aren't happy. That's what I'm trying to
No one in my world was happy with those grades, but I made it through.
And said, "Come on, man, you could do better." Well, that's what the fans are saying. You could do better. But in all honesty, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be a top 5 team that gets a draft pick next year. We'll be 1 through 5, in my opinion. And I would like to think that Malik Willis is the guy so we could get like Jeremiah Smith, but man, they didn't really help him to figure that out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm just that Dolphins fan that's so used to it every year, and maybe they did good, but I don't know. You guys tell me.
I'll let Tyler answer, but it's like with probably the more in-depth analysis on this one. I don't think they did great, but I don't think they did horribly. What I'm worried about, though, for the Miami Dolphins is the Malik Willis at quarterback. He's just unproven. Now he's running the show. Maybe that's a whole part of the plan. Maybe the Dolphins are playing chess and we're playing checkers, because what we saw in the draft was not exciting necessarily. I love Jacob Rodriguez, but I also like Michael Taff out of Texas. I think that's a sneaky good pick too. So I think they put some pieces in place knowing that, hey, next year could be a poo show, and we'll have some good draft picks, to be able to bring some more talent on in some of these foundational pieces, depending on how Malik Willis does. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say I do like the Coleman pick too. I like the Coleman pick. I actually thought Coleman should have went earlier.
That Jonah Coleman?
Yes.
Yeah, out of Washington. He's a stud. He reminds me of the name is escaping, but he's a bruising back. I think that's a good pick too. So Tyler, what are you?
Kevin Coleman Jr. out of Missouri.
Oh, out of Missouri.
Yes.
Yeah. He played on Jackson State, I believe, with Primetime. Well, Shador and Travis Hunter were there. So I think he's a good player.
I like Chris Bell too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I just was mad at the first 2 big picks, because like those other picks, you can like find somebody. You're gonna find a diamond in the rough. That's awesome. I love that. But your 2 first picks, you better hit. You gotta hit. I think Tyler said it before. In the first round, you have to hit, especially when you're going 12 and 27. And you could have had Reuben Bain Jr. And then now you add all this other stuff, which would have been great. But like you could have had the edge of the future, and you could have had maybe a better wide receiver, and just because at the end of the day, your quarterback's the most important thing. You have to let him prove himself.
The Reuben Bain miss is a head scratcher. Tyler, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I mean, you have it right there with it. I don't think it's a dumpster can draft. I think this is the kind of draft that you look at later and you start to like it more. And that might be just because of the number of picks they have. But I think Alo nailed it exactly with his breakdown. The beginning picks is what drove some confusion. I understand getting Proctor. I think I even in my draft had them taking Proctor, but in the later part of the first round. That's where I want him to go there. And I think that I had them taking cornerback early on because I thought the edges weren't going to be there. So it's exactly what Alo was saying. Once the edges fall to you, that's when you have to snag that value. I understand what you're saying about we have blown this thing up. We are at the foundation. We have just dug the basement, and we are just starting to pour some concrete here. So everyone relax. You don't have like, we're looking at the blueprint. We're just starting to lay this out. I get that. But when you have an opportunity to get a star edge rusher that could just be the face for a very long time, you have to take that. But now where they flipped gears is exactly what you guys were mentioning. It's like, okay, they had us in the first half. But I'm not going to lie, they had us in the first half. But here we go. I love Jacob Rodriguez. He was somebody the Colts were eyeing. So give him that on the defensive side. Chris Johnson from San Diego State. Again, I think it's a little bit of a reach. But on the other side of it, talking about interceptions, speed, somebody that can bait, a legitimate QB1 at the NFL level. So I don't hate it. Again, I think it's just the values were flopped there. If they had taken Reuben Bain Jr. in the first pick and then paired Chris Johnson with him, ooh, now we're really cooking. But again, as you go down a little bit further, I love Chris Bell giving Malik Willis an option there. Trey Moore out of Texas, I think could be developed into something there on the edge. So where they missed out at the beginning, they could be brewing something up here at the end. Still like Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh as a linebacker. I think they did a lot of good pieces. And don't forget about what they're going to get out of special teams. I think if you look at the type of games that they're most likely going to be playing, you look at some of these players that they take through the middle and towards the end there, I think you're going to see some potential on special teams, and being able to get some work there, either pinning people in bad positions or breaking one and getting good field position for Malik Willis on the other side of the ball. So I think this was something where later on in the draft, the middle of the draft and late in the draft, they got some nice pieces that, man, if you had done better in the first, we look at this draft completely different. But maybe in a couple years, because of how many dart throws they had at the board, I think you maybe see a better foundation for who that franchise quarterback is coming in later.
Yeah. So don't worry, Alo. When you're 60,
listen,
the Dolphins are going to be competitive, man.
And they finally start on the roof of the house that they've been building since this 2026 podcast. You'll look back on this and be like, man, Tyler knew we were really laying foundation.
I'll tell you what, to see my future cry in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Every day, every Sunday.
You know who's building the house over there in Miami? Mm-hmm. You know who I think's holding the hammer? Makai Lemon. Did you see him at the Philadelphia 76ers game? He was ringing the bell at center court, and the way he was swinging that hammer, it was like he was getting one hit every 4 or 5 seconds. And it would take this guy 40 years to build a house. So he's the one building Miami. It's just going to take some time, baby, because he's swinging that hammer very slow.
I'm glad Tyler said it. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds and the later rounds were perfect.
Yeah.
But what killed me was the Proctor, man. I like Tyler said, we could have got him later, or we could have got another offensive lineman later, and we could have got that star edge. And I feel like we're going to regret that, and we're going to see next year him balling out in Tampa and bringing him to the playoffs. And we're going to be sitting back like, wow, we could have had him for 4 years for free. Basically.
Okay, so in one word, give me a grade for the Dolphins if they take Bain instead of Proctor. Where are they at then?
If they would have took Bain, do they take? I know this is kind of weird, but do they take Proctor later or in like another offensive lineman?
Someone else falls off there because they have the picks that they have. Someone else falls off in the later round. They take Proctor, but they take Bain first. Where are you grading them?
Oh, I'm giving that an A. Because now,
you're getting that A. Wow.
Yeah, because now you're. I'll tell you why. Because now you're setting yourself with the edge, the pass rusher of the future, and we all talk about how important that is, and we talk about how important the quarterback is, and you got to protect them, absolutely. But now you got Proctor at the range, like Tyler said, at the value he was supposed to go, and then you can get like Terrell or Jack or Johnson in the 2nd round at the range or value he was supposed to go at. So, yeah, and then you add whatever they did later on, which we saw, Rodriguez, Bell. We love all that. That would have been an A to me. I would have been – I don't know if I would have came on here, man. I'd have been feeling like Kevin coming on here. Put a
there's only room for one Kevin on this show. So I'm sorry. Man, sure. I love that.
Well, like Lemon in here, man. Hey, what's up? What y'all doing, man? Chilling.
We'll be touching on Lemon one more time here. We're wrapping up the show, but what I'd like to do, we're not primarily a fantasy football show, but we all play it. We all love it. Yeah. And when the NFL season is happening, we will talk fantasy football because for those exact reasons. So, starting with Alo. One player that is a slam dunk pickup, and then we're talking redraft here. We're not dynasty. Slam dunk pickup for the NFL or for this upcoming NFL season that is a rookie, that will be a rookie this year. And then we'll go Tyler, and I'll finish this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think Carnell Tate. I know a lot of people scratch their heads about that pick, but he's automatically wide receiver 1. He's Cam Ward's, I don't know if they're going to be friends or not, but he's Cam Ward's number 1 option. He's going to have a great rookie season. I can see him having the same type of rookie season that Tet had. I mean, Tet changed a lot for Bryce Young. I mean, we looked at Bryce Young like, dude, he's out of there. Get him out of there. Tet came along, and we saw what he could do with wide receiver 1. Honestly, if the Colts, I think it's a big if with the Colts and the Texans. If the Colts don't have Daniel Jones right away and the Texans CJ still stays the same, no matter what that great defense, I don't know. I mean, Tennessee can make a little bit of noise. I like what they did with Singleton too at running back. So like they did a good job in the draft. And I feel like if Cam Ward gets a couple weapons, he could show you what he really has. And because of that, another thing that we can say right now, I'm not saying that all Ohio State receivers and LSU receivers are going to be great, but man, dude, they go 9 for 10 when they get drafted, man. I mean, Carnell Tate, watch for him. And another thing too is Jeremiah Smith was at Ohio State. I mean, Jeremiah Smith we talk about him being like one of the greats coming in as a college player. So Carnell Tate is no slump. He's going to be good. Trust me.
Yep. Absolutely. I love that pick. And it was actually, that was the direction I was going, but you picked him. So I had to pivot. So thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Tyler, who you got, man?
I mean, he might be stealing all of ours. So you know what? Let me be a bit of a homer here. Let me do a sneaky one that I think he'll go late and may actually end up being high value. Give me Elijah Surratt over there with Lamar Jackson. Waffle House, always open. He just finds a way to get the ball. Possession receiver, you can trust him, good hands, and Lamar Jackson needs somebody like that. So I just let me get a sneaky homer pick and say Surratt.
I love it. Yeah, Surratt, that was a nice pickup. If Lamar is able to get here's a quick question here, real quick. Mm-hmm. Is he wide receiver 1 over there for the Ravens?
No,
I don't think so. Not yet. Yeah,
but he has the potential to be in years to come. Yes, I think Zay and Lamar have that chemistry. But hey, man, he could come in there and do some work. I mean, he's great player, and they got him.
He's got hands.
Good pick. Yeah.
You agree with that, Tyler?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I think he's going to be that safety blanket that is not the number 1 guy. That maybe defenses, they focus on Andrews, they focus on Zay, they focus on those other things, and that leaves Surratt to kind of eat, and that's why I think he might be the pick there.
Didn't they get Lane too?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Man. In a couple years, you might be seeing Zay Flowers as option 3. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Jacoby. Is it Jacoby Lane?
Yeah, Jacoby Lane. Out of USC. Yeah. I don't know, man.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going back with my pick.
I thought you were ending the show for a second. I was like, wait, what?
I'm out of here. No, I'm doing the Mekhi Lemon slither. Man. So I've got 2. They're runners up. One is more risky. I think that the safe pick for me is Mekhi Lemon. He's the best blend of offense or of talent, but he's also going to an offense that is already humming. Obviously, everything runs through Jalen Hurts. So I know that Jalen Hurts, we're back and forth about, how elite is this man? Obviously, the numbers and the Super Bowl speak for themselves. If A.J. Brown is gone, Mekhi Lemon, the volume for Mekhi Lemon is going to be there. And so I think Mekhi Lemon is my pick. But the runner up for me that is a bit riskier is Jeremiah Love. I think because everything is going to have to he can pass block. I think he's going to be on the field 100% of the time. The man can pass block. He's got great hands. He's electric. And things are going to have to run kind of through him to move the ball at all, in my opinion, which is risky because people are going to focus on just stop Jeremiah Love and we're okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. is still there too, boys, but I know someone has to be able to get the ball to him, which is the struggle. So Jeremiah Love is for my redraft. It's kind of a fun little dart throw because I think a lot of the offensive production is going to have to run through that man. So yeah, awesome. Well, great show. Thank you everyone for being on. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe at the TSP community. That's on YouTube. That is also on X. Show some support for the show. We also have Mr. Diesel, 31, in the middle, Indiana Colts fan. Also just knows a ton of ball. We appreciate you having on. Thanks for being here the whole show. ALO Leagues, at ALO Leagues on X. Miami Dolphins reporter, inside reporter. Thank you for being on here as well, boys. I appreciate your guys' time, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be back next week for more information, more sports talk. We're going to talk NHL, NBA will be another week into there, and then there might be some more college football things to talk about as well. But we will be here. Shorts will be going out on YouTube. Everyone have a great week.